The chamber of hearts trembled as glowing roots tightened around Elian's body. They wrapped across his arms and chest like living chains, pulling him closer to the radiant heart suspended at the center of the underground chamber. The silver mark over his heart blazed brighter with every second, and somewhere deep within the whispering woods, something ancient felt its victory drawing near. Lyra rushed toward him, tears shining in her eyes. "Let him go!" For centuries, guardians had obeyed the heart without question. They guided lost souls to the chamber. They watched lovers disappear. They surrendered to the will of the forest. But Lyra was no longer obeying. She was choosing Elian. The heart pulsed once, and its voice echoed through their minds. "You would betray me? For love?" The chamber darkened. The roots trembled with anger. Yet beneath the fury, Elian heard something else in the ancient voice. Pain, loneliness, a sorrow so old it had become part of the earth itself. Then the heart whispered softly, "I created this forest so no one would ever leave me again." For the first time, it did not sound like a monster. It sounded like someone who had been grieving for far too long. Caelum stepped forward cautiously. "The longer the mark spread," he said, "the less human he becomes." Elian struggled to breathe as silver roots crept along his neck. "What happens if it reaches my soul?" Caelum lowered his eyes. "You will belong to the forest forever." Elian could already feel the transformation beginning. The forest whispers filled his mind. Memories that were not his own flooded his thoughts. Lovers embracing beneath the lantern trees, hearts breaking in the moonlit mist, souls dissolving into light, and beneath it all, the endless hunger of the woods. But what frightened him most was not the pain. It was the temptation. A vision unfolded around him. He saw himself and Lyra standing together beneath the glowing trees. No fear, no curse, no death, only peace, only each other, forever. The heart's voice drifted through the dream like warm wind. "You can remain here with her. You will never be separated." Lyra's cry shattered the vision. "It's lying to you!" Yet even as she spoke, part of her wanted to believe it. She was tired of losing the people she loved, tired of centuries of loneliness, tired of watching happiness slip away. Elian looked at her, his voice weak but sincere. "If staying means staying with you," he drew a trembling breath, "then maybe I'm not afraid." The moment he spoke those words, the chamber exploded with golden light. The heart beat faster. The roots tightened eagerly. Love freely offered was the strongest power the forest had ever known. Lyra seized his hand. "Listen to me." She looked directly into his eyes, no longer hiding the truth. "I love you." Silence fell over the chamber. The roots froze. The whispers vanished. Even the heart became still. True love spoken within the chamber had not been heard in centuries. For a single moment, all of time seemed to stop. Then the heart whispered, almost reverently, "Yes." The confession fed the ancient magic like fire. Golden light surged through the roots. Cracks spread across the stone walls. The entire forest trembled as the curse awakened completely. Caelum stepped toward the heart. Lyra turned in horror. "Caelum, don't!" He met her eyes with a gentle sadness. "There is only one way to weaken it." Caelum had once belonged to the heart entirely. Part of its power still lived inside him. And if he returned that power willingly, he could force the chamber to reveal a hidden path. A path to the true center of the curse. Without hesitation, he placed his hand against the glowing heart. The roots reacted instantly. They drew light from his body in shimmering streams. Slowly, painfully. Caelum's human form began dissolving into silver particles. Lyra fell to her knees. "No, not again." She had already lost him once. Now she was watching him fade before her eyes. But Caelum did not look afraid. For the first time in centuries, he looked at peace. The chamber floor split apart with a thunderous crack. A hidden staircase emerged from the darkness below. Ancient stone steps descended into depths untouched by light. Toward the true core of the whispering woods. Toward the source of everything. The heart screamed. Its voice shook the walls. Its roots lashed wildly through the air. Caelum turned toward Elian, his form growing transparent. "If you reach the core," he said, "you can still destroy it." Elian stepped forward. What about you? Caelum smiled softly. I was never meant to leave this forest. His body dissolved further, becoming a stream of silver light. Yet his eyes remained clear and calm. He had spent centuries trapped between life and death. Now he had finally found his purpose. The chamber trembled violently. The hidden staircase pulsed with ancient energy. From somewhere far below, a deep sound echoed upward. Not a heartbeat, not a roar. Something older, something vast, something that had been sleeping beneath the heart itself. An ancient voice rose from the darkness. The final bond begins. The words sent a chill through every soul in the chamber. Even the heart seemed afraid. Elian tightened his grip on Lira's hand. The mark on his chest pulsed in answer. The path to the core lay open before them. Behind them, Caelum was fading into light. Ahead of them, an even greater darkness was awakening. And the fate of the Whispering Woods now rested on a love the forest had never been able to control. In the Whispering Woods, love can save a soul, but it can also awaken nightmares buried for centuries.